Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, there it goes. Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akim and Akwaf. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit power, mercy, and grace. Abba power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I got out of the plantation a little bit early, you know, and it's on my spirit to pretty much tap into, the sacrifice that's gonna have to be made ultimately at the end of this thing, man. And I was tuning in to the beloved brother Yawasop and the beloved brothers that was with him. You know, they were at camp today, and they went into they briefly brought out Philippians, the first chapter, in the 21st verse, which is I'm gonna go get it. And what's heavy is that when you matter, let's just go get it. Let's just go get it, man. Bear with me. And what I want to do is I want to get it in the Good News Bible. All right, this is the book of Philippians, right, chapter 1. Bear with me. In verse 21 in the Good News Bible, right? It reads this: "For what is life? To me, it is Mashiach." And this is Apostle Paul speaking. Look it. "Death then will bring more." You see that? Now you could take this literally or figuratively, right? In the figurative sense, right? We understand that, there's gonna come a time where we're gonna have to give everything up on this side, man. You see, we're gonna have to give up these jobs. We're gonna have to give up, our livelihood. You might have a big ass house with a big ass backyard, right? You're gonna have to give that up. You may be in a situation, where, you're well off, got a couple of cars, toys, grown up toys or what have you, right? You're gonna have to give all that up. There's gonna come a time where we're gonna have to be like pilgrims on this earth, man. All right, that's the reality. And that's the figurative way to look at this. But in the literal sense, man, okay, hey, life is gonna have to be lost in some cases, man. There's gonna be martyrs. You see? So if you're in the mindset of trying to, save your life, man, let's go get that real quick in Luke. And literally, when you get this in Luke 17, right, in 33, this is red letter. This is Yahweh Shai speaking, man. All right, he said this. He said, "Whosoever shall seek," this is Luke 17 and verse 33, and it reads, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, bro. Okay? And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Okay? So hey, again, in the figurative sense, if we give up everything and we walk that straight gate as required, right? And efforts to be part of that first resurrection, guess what? At the end of the day, salvation is at the door, man. All right, and for some of us that have to literally lose our life, listen, the story doesn't end there. The story doesn't end for those of us that die in the faith, bro. All right, this is why when you go get this precept right here, right, the book of Sirach, the book of Sirach, chapter 4, and verse 28, it reads this: strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. You see? Because ultimately what? The Lord, this is the Lord as in Yahawashi, okay? It's in lowercase, man. Capital L, lowercase O-R-D. This is talking about Yahawashi. How is the Lord going to fight for us? He's able to raise us up, as it tells us in John 6:44, right? Let's go get that real quick. He's able to raise us up, bro. There's no such thing as death if you're in Yahawashi, right? John 6:44, no man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day, man. And as we know, pursuing the 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, those that die in Mashiach are going to be raised up first. Okay, so we have to have the mindset to be willing to sacrifice and give up everything, bro. You know, there's nothing on this side, okay, that's going to be able to bring us the satisfaction we're looking for, man. You see, all we need is what's enough to sustain us to get by. Okay, all we need is our daily bread, bro. You know, as when you read I believe that's is that Proverbs 30, if I'm not mistaken. Just give me enough to sustain me. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this real quick. The book of Proverbs, chapter 30. Bear with me, Yaki Yamanakwa. Yeah, this is what I run right here. The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 7, and it reads, 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove from me vanity and lies. Okay? Give me neither pot and hey, through this truth, okay, vanity and lies have been removed from us, bro. We understand now we have a purpose. Okay, we understand why we're in the situation we're in. Why we've been through what we've been through, and we know where we're going. Through this truth. As Yahawashi said, you should know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Okay, we understand that there's salvation coming at the end of this, man. And those of us that have been called into the courts, all right, we are in a blessed position. All right, a position that from the outside looking in, one will only hope and dream of being part of, bro. You know, we don't want to fall victim, okay, to apostasy. We don't want to fall victim, okay, to the ways of this world, man. We don't want to fall victim to being sellouts. You see, we want to lock into the spirit and pray and hope that the Lord keeps us, man. But understanding that nothing on this side is going to suffice. Okay? Nothing on this side is going to suffice, man. Nothing on this side, bro. Look, let's continue on. Proverbs 30 and verse 7 again. 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Yeah, we know the truth now. Look, it give me neither poverty nor riches, man. Okay, feed me with food convenient for me, bro. All we need is our daily bread, bro. The Lord's going to keep us in a position where we get just enough to be able to get by. Some brothers getting more than others. Hey, it is what it is, but that's their walk. But the reality is this, it's enough for them. Okay? If you're in a position where you got to put the Lord on the back burner, right? And by doing that, by putting the sheep on the back burner, you're putting the Lord on the back burner. And the Lord made it very clear, okay, that if you don't hate your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, and your own life also, you cannot be his disciple. And that word hate just means to love less. You see, this word, this truth, this work comes before everything, man. Because through doing this work, okay, all things will be added unto us, man. The Lord's not lying in Matthew 6 when he said that, man. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things should be added unto you, man. He wasn't lying when he said that. You know? Look it, let's go. Proverbs 30:9. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord Yahweh? You end up getting too much. You know, your bag gets too big. You know? Now you looking up like, man, the Lord ain't never coming. You know? You lose sight on the mission. Right? Because your pockets done got too fat. Your head done got too big. Right? And now you moving around acting like Esau. Because you're driving around a 2022 Mercedes and you see nothing but zeros in the bank account. Okay, you done lost sight of the mission now. You don't want the Lord to come back at that point. You see? Look it. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain, bro. All right, and this is not a condition that the Lord will have his men in. The Lord will not have his men dumpster diving. Okay? Climbing in and out of barrels and dumpsters because they can't eat. No, man. The men of the Lord are going to be within the body. Men that don't have much, they're going to have support through the body of Yahweh Shai, man. And they're never going to be in that position, bro, where they're so poor they got to steal. Nah, man. That's not going to be the case for the men of the Lord. Okay? Hey, when you go to even our beloved King Warrior David, when you go to the book of Psalms, let me just get this real quick. Psalms, I think that's Psalms 37. Let me see here. Let's see here. Here we go. The book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 25, and it reads, I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread, bro. Okay? You better believe, hey, the Lord said what? My servant shall eat. My servant shall drink. My servant shall rejoice. My servant shall be merry in heart, bro. Okay? The Lord's going to support, protect, preserve, guide, guard, and direct his men. Okay? Straight up and down, man. And again, as far as what we opened up with in Philippians, let's go back to that real quick in the Good News Bible. But let's read that again, right? Let me see if I can get this real quick. Bear with me. Philippians 1 and 21 in the Good News Bible, it read this, right? For what is life? To me, it is Mashiach. You see that? You see how Apostle, you see the mindset that Apostle Paul's coming in? Apostle Paul's pretty much saying his world, his life, his everything evolves around Yahweh Shai, man. Watch this. Death then will bring more, bro. Apostle Paul understood that Yahweh Shai, through the Father, had the power to raise him up, man. Okay, he knew and understand that. He understood that, man. He knew and understood that, bro. And he completed his mission. Apostle Paul knew what he knew what he had to do. And he went through with the mission, bro. You see? All the prophets gave up everything, man, and followed Yahweh Shai. And that's the same spirit the 144 is going to be in pursuing the Revelations 14. Okay? Even to the grave, bro. You see, but the thing is, when it comes to the death of the saints, the chosen of the saints, that's a beautiful thing in the sight of the Lord, man. Let me get this real quick. The book of, same book in KJV, I was in Psalms. Let's just jump to 116. Bear with me. Here we go. The book of Psalms, chapter 116 and verse 15, it reads, "Precious in the sight of the Lord Yahweh is the death of his saints," bro. Okay? And understand this. Where we are today in prophecy, where we stand, and you better believe, hey, as it tells us in Revelation 16, or Revelations 14, is it? You know, as far as those that die in the faith, bro, their works are going to follow them, man. Our works are going to follow us. Our works are going to follow us, man. You see, let me go get that as a matter of fact. Our works are going to follow us. It's not the end of the world. You know, when you know, our souls required. You know, hey, that's just going to be the beginning for those of us that got to be martyred, man. For the beloved brothers that died in the faith, man. You know, hey, brothers and sisters, man. You see, because if you're part of the elect, if you believe in Mashiach, if you're part of the elect, you're going to be raised up first. 1 Thessalonians 4. You see? Your works are going to follow you, man. The book of Revelations, chapter 14, and verse 13, it reads, see, you got to believe in this, though. You got to truly believe in this. If you truly believe in this, you're not going to feel like, you know, you got to be something in this world, man. You know? You're not going to give up your spot on the chariot, you know, over a gig, over a woman, okay? Over some bullshit, bro, of the world. Nah, man, this place is going to perish, bro. Look at Revelations 14 and 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yeah, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them, bro. You got to believe that the Lord is not unrighteous to forget our works, right? And labor of love, man. Hey, believe it, man. The Lord's going to reward us, man. If we're part of the elect, if we them, okay? If we them, hey, there's a reward coming, man. There's a reward coming, without a doubt. You know, we just got to be sincere about this thing and make sure we're doing this with a clean heart. You know, and again, granted, you're gonna have your off days, off moments. You know, situations that may arise where, you know, you fumble. But as we always quote, you know, a righteous man falls 7, as the scripture said, a righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up though. If he's of the Lord, if the Lord's truly dealing with him. You see? But one thing's for certain, the true man of the Lord is going to always be able to find time for his sheep. All right? Always going to be able to find time for the Lord. Always going to be able to find time to study. Okay? Always going to be able to find time to lock into the Spirit. Understanding that this is all we got. We don't have anything else. We were already head deep in the world, man, before coming into the truth. We're supposed to be redeeming the times, as the scriptures say. Knowing that the days are evil, but we're supposed to be redeeming the times, man. The redeem means to buy back. We're supposed to be trying to buy back as much time as we possibly could, being that what? We were in the world 90% of the time being full-blown niggas and niggettes. All right, I'm talking about us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You see? We were being full-blown niggas and niggettes, man. We were doing everything contrary to what the Lord required of us. We were openly rebellious. We were erring in the spirit. Okay? But as it says in Isaiah, I think that's Isaiah 29, those that err in the spirit should understand doctrine, bro. And come into understanding. And that's what the Lord allowed us to do. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua has showed mercy upon us like a father with only one son, as the scriptures tap into, man. And this is something that we can, hey, you ain't gonna be able to play this one back. Okay? Like that Eminem song. And we only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, bro. Granted, the servants, the prophets have been back time and time again, but this is the end. You see? This is the end right here. This is it. Finito. Game over. This is the end of Esau. All right, in the beginning of Jacob. This is the time we're coming into, bro. And we want to leave a legacy on this side, okay? That's going to carry over into the next. Because that's what we're fighting for. And we're fighting for salvation, bro. We're fighting for a legacy that's going to actually, a legacy that's going to, it's going to be, hey, that's going to come on the other side, man. What, the legacy we leave here is going to be, that light's going to shine on that legacy on the other side. It's going to be remembered what went down on this side, man. And a lot of guys don't, you know what I mean? A lot of these individuals, man, a lot of these so-called believers, you know, whatever you want to call yourself, man. Calling on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Truly don't understand what you're involved in. That's beautifully said by the elder apostle Gabar. You truly don't know. And how you know some of these dudes and some of these Eves don't know what's going on is that they're not truly invested in the Lord. They're not making the necessary sacrifices. You see, what we're involved in comes with sacrifice, man. You don't think brothers are waking up early, going to sleep late, telling old girl, and if you got children, you know, I'll be right back. You know? Oh, I can't right now. I'm doing this. I gotta go to camp. I gotta do this and that, man. We got class, man. You know, and listen, man. The true men of the Lord, the true believers, the elect, point blank period, the elect, is going to put on like the elect, man. And not have excuses for it. Understanding that the power that we serve is a righteous power. You see, our power is not unrighteous. As I got here, I pulled that in Hebrews 6. You know, our power is not unrighteous, bro. He didn't bring us into the light, you know, just to cast us away, man. Unless you were not of his. You know, and Elder Apostle Tahar, you know, accurately coined 2026. Once again, he accurately coined, and this is not the spirit is dealing, man. He accurately coined 2026, the year of apostates, or apostasy rather, sellouts, and agents, bro. And things are just manifesting as we creep up on 2026, echoing what the elder apostle Tahar coined the year to come. And this is the reality, bro. You know, we got to hope and pray that the Lord keeps us, but we got to understand that, hey, what we're doing is going to come with a great reward. And what we've been called into, you know, I'll speak for myself. You know, sometimes it feels like an out-of-body experience, man. That's like, wait a minute, this is really happening, man? This is really happening. You know, the Lord truly, you know, is allowing me to speak his word. You know? And you pray to the Lord and hope and pray and, you know, ask him, Lord, please don't be deceiving me. Because as we know, the deceived and the deceiver are his. You know? And he'll show you things. He'll show you tokens. He'll, you know, maybe a lesson to come on. It just inspire you. You might see 144, 441. You know, the Lord's like, nah, you all right. You know, Lord willing for now, you all right. You know, but hey, again, man, this is heavy what we're involved in, man. And this is gonna, man, words can't explain what we're about to receive. Okay? If we are of that elect, them, and we're the elect. Even as a nation, we're about to be on, we're about to get on game as a nation, like even 2/3, you know, they're about to be on, but we know there's levels to this thing. You know? It's a beautiful thing to be part of the elect. But what us men, first and foremost, that are on the front line have been called into, bro, for the Lord to give you the inspiration and the drive, to, you know, to risk your life willingly, and you happily willing to go do what you got to do, preach the word, you know, defend the gospel, you know, and do everything necessary to fulfill your lot, you know, and man, if we're those men, if we're part of the 144, that's a whole nother level. That's governing body right there. That means we're the elite of Israel. We're part of the elite. You see? And of course, the elect, we're the beloved. If we are the elect, bro. Lord willing, we are. We hope and pray to be. That's what we're fighting and striving to be. We know it's our predestination, but, you know, at the end of the day, we qualify to hope. You know, because the Lord allowed us to enter into the fight. He called us in for a reason. Lord willing is meant to be chosen. All right? Hebrews 6:10, and it reads, for God, I'm going to read it verbatim. For God is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, bro. You see? So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is not unrighteous to forget what we're doing for him. Okay? And understand, what we do for the sheep, we're doing it for him. You see that? Look at which ye have showed toward his name. And that's another thing, the name. The elect are going to have the name. The true men of the Lord are going to have the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Spiritually, is going to be on their forehead, as you read in Revelation 14. You see? They're going to have the name. Right? The Son's name and the Father's name. Look. Which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered, which the minister means to serve, right? To the saints and do minister, bro. You see, so we're servants, man. We're here to serve. We're sacrifices, bro. And this is what certain individuals to forget. You know, you see the from the outside looking in, you see the glitz and the glamour as far as being able to pull precepts and break them down and, you know, cut an Edomite, or, you know, that's part of it, but that's not what it's all about. You see? And that's why when you come into this thing, you gotta know, hope and pray that the Lord's dealing with you on any level. You know? You gotta hope and pray that the Lord's dealing with you on any level. You don't want to come into this thing with ulterior motives. You know? You seen the power in the word, why they look so powerful and strong. You know, with the garments on, you know, the garments are blowing in the wind, they're bringing out precepts. You know, they just cut this, eat them. Nah, man, it's way bigger than that. We're heralding in the Messiah is what we're doing. We're literally heralding in Yahweh Shai. Come on now. Come on now and listen. And there's only one true doctrine, man. There's only one true doctrine. There's only one faith. There's only one spirit. It tells us this in Ephesians 4. You know? So don't try to dress the, you know, individuals, you know, these renegades, you know, try to make it seem as if, you know, here it is, they can come up against the leadership that the Lord set up. And then they somehow, some way got the truth and they're them. Nah, man. And there's only one way in. There's only one way in, bro. You know? There's only one way in. And that's through Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai has sent his true men. Those pastors according to his heart, bro. And it's between you and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to find out who that is. That's why I often say to new believers, yeah, you better pray to the Lord to show you the truth. You know, when individuals come up to the camp, you know, they seem to be inspired. The Spirit is almost always on me to tell them, hey, listen, make sure you pray in those names. Okay, pray that he shows you the truth. Pray that Yahweh Bashim Shai, ask him, beg him, pray that to show you the truth. For him to show you the truth, the true men, the true doctrine. You know? Because it's easy to get you know, oil can't harried out here, man. When it comes to this word, man, this truth is hard to find. Remember, Yahweh is a power that hideth himself. You see? And Yahweh Shai is a jinn, a trap. You know? So for you to gain access to the truth and to be able to dwell within the courts of the Lord and dwell amongst his, you know, his hopeful elect, listen, the Lord, that's love right there, man. You don't want to just give that up. You know? You don't want to just give that up, man. You see? But this is where we are, man. Hey. To die is gain, bro. Okay? And again, whether you take that figuratively, hey, or literally. You know, as we proved. Through the Spirit. You know, to die is gain, bro. Either way the cookie crumbles, man. You know? To die is gain. Because at the end of the day, if we die in the faith, okay, literally, we're gonna be raised up first, baby. You know, we believe that wholeheartedly, man. It's written. If it's written, it's gonna happen. You see? And if we have to die figuratively, hey, we already know, man. The scriptures tell us, 2 Corinthians 16, and we're gonna be like pilgrims on the earth, bro. That's the way it's gonna go down. But you better believe the Lord's gonna come scoop us up. And we're part of the elect. The elect's getting scooped up. Okay? You know? The elect is gonna get scooped up. It's written. You know, Matthew 24. The Lord's gonna send the angels out, man. The elect are gonna get scooped up. You know? Right before Yahweh Bashim Yahushua turns this shit inside out. All right, via Babylon and everywhere else the elect may be. When the Lord opens up on them, the Lord's going to scoop up his elect. You know, Lord willing, we are part of that precious number, man. So, you know, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Lord willing, I was exhorting to you, beloved Akim and Akwal. You know, hey, we're in the time, man, where the Lord's clamping down. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is clamping down, as we can clearly see. You know, and as far as men, he's requiring more of us. You know, things are happening through the Spirit, you know, amongst brothers, you know, maybe behind the scenes, and you got to take heed. You got to take heed to counsel, you know, take heed to when you're going off, to when you're doing too much. You know, brothers trying to talk to you like, yo, you know what I mean? X, Y, and Z. Don't get proud, man. Look at what it is. Look at it for what it is, man. Because we're in that time. We're at the final stage. You see? We're at the final stage, man. We got to make sure all our T's are crossed and all our I's are dotted. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Akim and Akwath will edify, man. And all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash. Hey, double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, till next time, beloved Akim and Akwath, Shalom.